Hi, it's nice to meet you. I have two separate questions for today. The first one is about expectation. I feel like I get in a really great place where I'm feeling really happy and something is about to come through for me. And just at that moment, I'll think to myself something like, nah, this is too cool, it can't really happen. So I was wondering what I can do when I feel that sort of coming through, how to soothe myself in that.
Feel the disappointment that comes when you do that and then say, well, that was dumb.
I do.
I was at a place of expectation, which means I was moving right along to a fast fruition of something. And then right before I got there, I sort of bailed out and held it off longer. And it doesn't mean it's not still coming. It just means it's not coming as fast as it was because you've turned in opposition to it. So then just laugh about it. We can feel the lightness of you. Just laugh about it and say, I guess I won't do that again anytime soon. And then just talk about what you want and why you want it. It's really easy when you feel as free and light as you do to turn back in the other direction. Expectation is a really powerful word because you get what you expect. An expectation is only a strong belief, and a belief is only a thought that you keep thinking. So what that means is when you get rolling along and you're feeling really good, and then you think a thought that doesn't feel so good, what it means is you still have some stuff to clean up. And it's all right that you have stuff to clean up because you know how to clean it up. In other words, we don't want you to ever stop deciphering life. We just want you to decipher it and mostly look in the direction of where you want to go. That's all. Let's not make such a big thing of this focusing. We've been trying to diffuse it today as we say you can feel a little better or you can feel a little worse, but you're not going to change the world with this thought. You're just going to feel a little better or you're going to feel a little worse. But as you feel a little better and feel a little better and feel a little better, that's what that feeling of momentum and expectation is, you see. Mm-hmm. Good.
Okay, and my second thought is a few years ago I was a really amazing tennis player. I was playing on the some WTA tour events, and it just got really out of alignment for me where I really just could not keep playing. It was
Why?
I was hyperventilating on the court. I couldn't perform. I would tighten up. When I got into some pro matches, I just was awful. And I went from coach to coach to coach, and it was really a bad experience because it's like if your forehand's bad or something, they can help you with that. But it wasn't like any of my strokes were bad in practice. I just stopped believing in myself. I used to be a great competitor as a junior player, and I guess I stopped believing in myself as I moved up in rank, and then it just dropped. I couldn't beat anybody. It was pretty awful. So I took a break. I threw my rackets in the back of my closet. I didn't touch them. And for 2 years, and now I'm starting to think about playing again. I just finished college at NYU, and I don't know, my life seems a little split now. I don't know if I should go back to this original desire because I now have a lot of painful associations because it didn't manifest the way I had wanted.
Well, here's the way we would approach it. First, we want to say to you that we think it is the most logical thing in the world that you do go back to it because there's a great big thing in your vibrational escrow that has the potential of pleasing you so much. In other words, you spend a long time putting that there, and it's very bright and shiny and calling you, and that's why you keep having the feeling that you want to go. But then when you think about how uncomfortable it was, then it turns you upstream, which is what you heard us say earlier. Decide to do it and line up with it, or decide not to do it and line up with not doing it. But don't decide to do it and not line up with it, or don't decide not to do it and feel bad that you didn't. Just make a decision and then line up with it. Let's talk about the specifics of this. We can tell you exactly what it was that set you off your game, so to speak. You were never really in total alignment to begin with. Almost no one is. It takes something like this to give you the impetus to get into alignment. So this has been a very good thing. We think that your tennis game is hundreds of times better than it would have been if you hadn't had this experience. Just like the sicker you are, the weller you really are in terms of vibration. So you have parlayed this into something that's really, really big. And when you turn and line up with it, you're going to show yourself how much power there was in all of that contrast. You're going to look back on it, and it's not going to be a negative memory. It's going to be a really positive memory. You're going to say, that's where I got my ideas of who I am and what I want. That's when I decided to line up with energy. And we promise you that it will turn out that way. Now, here's the thing that we want you to hear. We've talked about this several times here today, that your life is causing you to put things in your vibrational escrow, and that everything you feel is about this vibrational proximity between what's over there and where you're allowing yourself to be. When you care only about that, it's easy to manage it. But when you care what somebody else thinks about what you're doing more than you care about that, you easily get off your game. So when you were playing in the smaller tournaments, when you were a more junior player, the people who were guiding you and coaching you had less at stake with you. And so you weren't such a prominent part of their vibrational escrow. So they weren't focused upon you and demanding your response. When you're in a situation where a lot of other people depend on your performance in order for them to feel good, it's easy to start caring about whether you're pleasing them or not. And you've been a pleaser all your life. When you do something that pleases someone, they're pleased, and you like that because you're an uplifter. But now you've come to the place where you've got to remember that first you've got to please your own vibrational gap, and then, and only then, will you have anything to give anybody else. So you got to care how you feel more than you care about what somebody else thinks about what you're doing. That means that you've set your own standards, and it's you reaching your own standards that's pleasing you, not somebody else. And you've just got to stop listening to all those peanut galleries out there that are so eager to put their 2 cents worth in about what's wrong or about what you need to do. Mm-hmm. You have the physical stamina, the physical positioning. You've trained your body into the activity. You know you've got the strength and power. You know you have the cognitive reasoning. You know that you have the distance and space ratio down. You're really, really good at this. In other words, your apparatus is really ready for this. You've trained yourself physically. Well, you'll train into greater vitality, but you've trained your physical apparatus into as much clarity as you ever need to do it. Now it's a mental game. It's always been a mental game, but now it is a mental game. So what you want to say to your coaches is, I'm going to be tuned in, tapped in, turned on, and I'm going to play this game through the eyes of source. I'm going to be clear-minded as I am doing this. The direction and everything that I'm about is going to come from my connection totally, which means I'm not going to be listening to you as much as you think you want me to listen to you. I've got other resources that I'm listening to. Say to them right up front, there isn't anything that you could want me to do more than I want to do it myself. So you haranguing me about what I am or am not doing is not helping me. Tell them the upstream, downstream story. Let them know that over there in vibrational escrow are championship wins that you intend to experience, and in a very short period of time. And you're not going to let anything that anybody else is doing turn you upstream away from that, you see. And then just set out to please yourself, not please someone else. Decide what you want and please yourself. We would encourage you to get out there for a month or 2 or 3 or 4 and play the game just with the purpose of reminding yourself how good you feel in your body and how good you are at this. Mm-hmm. And don't even include anybody else in it. And while you're out there playing by yourself, say to your inner being, how would you like to play tennis with me? And don't tell anybody else that you're doing this. And then get yourself tuned in, tapped in, turned on, which means get yourself happy and go play tennis. And then get yourself happy and go play tennis. And then get yourself happy and go play tennis. And then get yourself happy and go play tennis. And then get yourself happy and go play tennis. And if for some reason something happens and you're not happy, don't go play tennis.
Okay.
In other words, go play tennis while you're tuned in, tapped in, turned on. Make lists of the things that please you the most and do all of them before you go play tennis. In other words, get tuned in, tapped in, turned on, and show yourself how physically responsive you are when you are in vibrational alignment. Mm-hmm. And then write a book about it.
Okay. Thank you.
Make peace with where you are. Reach for the best feeling thought you can find. And if you do that on a consistent basis, you're finding some pretty darn good feeling thoughts, aren't you? And do that enough, you've put yourself in a place of powerful, positive expectation. And then manifestations start to reflect it. Do you know that what you're predominantly thinking and feeling and what's manifesting is always a match? You know, if you got a lot of ornery people around you, you're probably ornery. You're saying I was pure positive energy and I deliberately exposed myself to this contrast for what? We say, for the joy of the expansion. And humans say, once they catch on to this, for the joy of your expansion. We say, well, yeah. We do get the first benefit of it, because as soon as you know what you want, we turn our undivided attention to it and go there. And then we be it, we maintain it, we offer the vibration of it, and law of attraction calls you incessantly toward it. But it's you not going that causes your problem. Are you getting this picture? Are you getting how your life is what causes you to cause the stream to go faster, and whatever your focus is upon is what causes you to go with the stream or not? Do you know you've just heard clearly and understood for the most part how everything in your life or anyone else's ever works? Do you know you've just heard the whole picture of creation? And do you know that your only job ever has been to deal with your own vibrational gap between the dualities of the eternal you and the physically focused you? That's all you've ever been up to? Doesn't it give you some sort of relief to realize that you don't have to control your government in order to feel good? You don't have to control the terrorists. You don't have to control your children. Those little terrorists. Isn't it nice to know that you don't have to try to do the impossible anymore in order to feel good? Do you know that what you have always wanted, every desire that you hold, no matter what it is, whether it's for a pile of money or a material object or a state of being or a circumstance or an event, everything that you want, no matter what it is because you believe that in the having of it you will feel better. And do you know why you want to feel better? Because the larger part of you feels so good and is calling you eternally toward that better feeling. And that's why when you let yourself go, it's so easy to be pleasant, and when you don't, it's so easy to be ornery. If you saw someone in the street bleeding and writhing in pain, we know you would help them. But when you see ornery ones, especially terrorist ornery ones, you don't want to help them. You seem to want to hurt them. And what we want you to understand is the source energy of you is always calling you toward that love. And when you do other than that, you cause separation within yourself. So we know it's hard to hear. Esther said, Abraham, I'm sure I would feel better if you would agree with me that that person is wrong. I just know I would feel better. And we say, you would feel better because you're over here offering that vibration. And if you could get us to come over there and offer it with you, then there would be no discord, and it's the discord that feels so bad. But Esther, we love you very much. We said, we're not coming. Which means you've got an option. You can come or not. If you come to where we are, you will feel ever so much better. But Abraham, do you not see what I see? Not really. We do not look there with you. And the reason you are feeling so bad is because you're looking there. Look over here. Come over here. Come over here to who you really are. No. I don't want to go over there where you are. You are disgustingly happy. Because I'm sure I am right about this. I've been taught about morality and honesty and justice. I know what's right and I know what's wrong, and that's wrong. And I will never look at that is wrong and say that it is right. We're not asking you to look at something that's wrong and call it right. We're asking you to find something that's right and look at it. We're asking you to look at something that feels good and look at it. I don't want to look at something that feels good because this is what's active in my vibration. This is where I've got my attention now. And we say, we know. You have the option of coming this way or going that way. You are so free you can choose bondage. But if you want to be who you are, and if you want to feel the joy that is truly you, then you have to, little by little, orient yourself into vibrational alignment with your source.